Sometimes I feel the need to stare into the abyss, and so I am doing so. I am reading Marvel's America. Yeah. Starting with issue 1. Let's do this. I'm going to basically give you a synopsis page by page and tell you exactly how stupid I think this all is. Alright, so first page. For better or worse, cunnilingus for the character. If Storm and Miles Morales are talking her up, does she really have anything to prove to the audience? Honestly, I have a feeling that the writer thought this was a good start, but it's not. Heroes are supposed to have something to prove, both to the audience and to the rest of their universe. The writer is assuming that just because this character has appeared in other comics in the past, that everyone is familiar with where she's at. This is her first solo run. I want to know more about the character, but not much is really told to me in page 1 except a couple of characters like her, and some random dude, chick, asexual amoeba, whatever, tells me that she's the future. What I do know about her is that her power set is basically Supergirl's, and she can somehow travel between dimensions. Now, let's look at this page here where we get the title of this particular issue. It says, America Chavez is done with the hero scene. So she's done being a hero? Or she's done, as in, she's over it. Oh my god. If so, I have a feeling this is going to be the most vapid comic ever. She did the Teen Brigade thing. She basically was the Young Avengers. Does that say very negative things about the book or positive things about her? And the Ultimates? ? They're cool, but saving the world every weekend was starting to get old. Time to punch out. But she can't go home again. She left the utopian parallel when she was a little girl after her mom's died, saving the entire multiverse. America's been on her own ever since, doing her best to be a hero just like them. Okay, so lesbian from lesbian parents. Let's just keep going. I'm not going to complain about it yet. I'm going to hold off on that. And lately, her friends have all seemed to have problems of their own, what with Loki seemingly being a full-on bad guy again, and bestie, Kate Bishop, aka the real Hawkeye. What? I'm sorry, you're telling readers that Kate Bishop, the upstart from Young Avengers, is the real Hawkeye over the actual Hawkeye that has existed for a much longer point of time that everyone is familiar with from the Avengers films. And everyone knows was the original. Fuck you. So where does a super strong queer brown girl, who can punch star-shaped holes between dimensions, go to get her superhero free kicks? Cue up the music and lace up your boots. America's going to college. I feel insulted by this page. It's like it just has to tell me that she's a lesbian, has to tell me that she's the best thing since sliced bread, has to tell me that apparently my, 20 plus years of comic book reading is totally wrong, guys. I can't help but give this page a middle finger. Don't tell me what she is. Prove to me that she's amazing. Alright, so now we get into a fight. On some planet somewhere, and Monica Rambeau, Captain Marvel, who right now is Carol Danvers, for those of you who don't know, the former Miss Marvel, and America Chavez are trying to save people. Doing the hero thing. And in the process of saving a little girl, she takes time to stop, and the author reminds us again that lesbian with lesbian parents. Meanwhile, while she's sitting there lamenting, Monica Rambeau gets her ass kicked! Wow. So she's stupid, basically. She just sits there and buries her head up her own ass in her own misery, while everyone else around her gets her ass kicked. Okay. So she comes in and she solves the problem with one punch. So, great. She's a plot device. Awesome. I care even less now. The next page is covered with some pretty cringe-worthy dialogue. Yay, we're not dead. Look at all these little stars. And it continues on And she says, add me on Beam Chat at Viva_America. Oh, God. I really don't like dialogue that caters to millennials. Look, if I wanted to be catered to as a millennial, which I'm just barely in that generation, I'd go watch Suicide Squad. I'll do another video on this sometime, but I hate it when people try to cater to the millennial generation. Just tell a good story. Tell an interesting story. I don't need to hear about a superhero's fucking Twitter profile. Alright. So we got Black Panther and the Blue Marvel talking to these three. Long story short, she gets all pissy and she's got this who farted look on her face. Like she's trying to look like Misha Tate or something. Getting bitchy that people are concerned about how the fight went down. And she's second guessing herself. Which makes me wonder. Does she have some sense of bravado? Possibly. I would like to see more on that in this issue because, for the love of God, she seems like she's a walking plot device. Like they're trying to turn her into, Silver Age Superman, where she can just invent powers. Or maybe she's just self-aware that she's a dumbass. I don't know. Alright, so the next 2 pages are basically here to remind us that she's a lesbian. Yeah, I'm being dead serious. That's what it's for. I mean, the panel here where it's the two of them flirting with the LGBT rainbow flag in the background. All we need is Deadpool popping up in the frame, asking us if we forgot that she's a dyke. Dead serious. Like, you might as well have that there. Next page, after the two fuck, they break up. That's basically it. They fuck, they break up, she tosses the necklace at the ground. I have no idea who the person that she's with is. I'm not given any explanation on why I should care about this relationship. All I know is, again, that she's a lesbian. That's all it establishes, is that she's a lesbian. If this was in the hands of a good writer, then they would tell us, at least in like one panel, who this lady is. Why should we care about this blonde girl? How long have these two been together? So on and so forth. Ugh, it's so bad. So bad. Next page, of course, we've got Kate Bishop basically reminding America that she's the greatest thing since sliced bread, thus reminding the reader. The writer is trying so hard to get you to love this character. She might as well be screaming at you to love the character. But the thing is, there's not much to love. All you've done is taken time away from getting to know this character by having other characters tell us to like her. Why do you think that's going to work? It's absolutely idiotic. Alright, from here we go to a map of the college she's going to attend. Sotomayor University. Thanks for reminding us that you're a fucking leftist. Also, why this school? Why does this school matter? Why is she coming here? What are her motivations? Is this somewhere near where she lives during her day-to-day life? Why are we not learning more about her day-to-day life? Why is nothing being established in this comic book? Except that there is apparently a Sotomayor University, because apparently the reader must have their head up Barack Obama's appointees' asses, and that America Chavez is going there. So we're supposed to care just because she's going to be there. But I don't care, because you haven't given me a reason to care. And then there's some West Side Story shit, or so it seems, and I want to cringe right out of my skin. And they ask her to pledge to some sorority, I guess. Or am I supposed to assume gender? I don't know with you fucking weirdos. And she says, I don't pledge on the first date. God, this is so bad. So bad. So the next page, she's going into class, and then we learn, I guess this is a class where she's supposed to be learning how to be a superhero. Or something. Where she's basically in a classroom where she's being taught intergalactic revolutionaries and you. But she's in a simulation kind of like the Danger Room. And we're not really given any reason as to why we're supposed to care about this scenario either, except the fact that we're here. All we know is that she can't use her powers, And then Prodigy, not the cool Prodigy that was in Spider-Man, the lame one, David Aliene or whatever, who comes in and explains the situation and uses powers? But he explains exactly why this character in this simulation was attacking her, so as to fill you in. Let me remind you that this is the only filling in that we've had this entire comic. You're supposed to just know everything about these characters. And then, of course, we get a reestablishment that these two know each other, that America and Prodigy were on a team together at some point. Or at least it's kind of what I got from the dialogue. But who the hell says holy menstruation? Nobody talks like that. Real people don't talk like that. The dialogue is so bad. So bad. It's hard to read through it. And again, she's another thing in this panel here where she's saying, if you're trying to impress me, might be better to bring back the ice monsters and Avalanche. Why is she such a cunt to everybody she doesn't know? Like she's not. This is not endearing. Like this is not a likable character. This is not a character trait that people enjoy reading. Is hostility towards people. You know, it actually makes me think less of her, as if I really couldn't, do so already. Let's keep going. I just want to get through this. So, next page is that Prodigy has a possible time travel doohickey that he calls the Wayback, and she uses it to go all the way back to World War II, to where she gets pissed off at her cell phone and knocks a grenade back at some Nazis, meets Captain America, and then punches Hitler. I'm confused. Just, that's it. The comic's over. Like, serious. That's it. The comic is over. I hated it. It was awful. The dialogue was bad. I was given no reason to like the character. I don't even know why I should care about this character. Everybody else is telling me to care about this character, but she's not doing anything to make me care about this character. Because it seems like every situation that she's thrown into, she can just punch or kick her way out of it. The only thing that I've really gotten is that she's narcissistic, which is not a trait that a hero possesses. That's what a villain possesses. So basically we got another Riri Williams here, to where she's such a bitch that I don't want to read her at all. Wow. On a scale of 1 to 10, this comic gets a negative 13. This is awful. And I have a feeling the next issue isn't going to be much better.